Hello students. In first session we see the what IT acts and the punishment related to IT acts and hacking tricks and countermeasures. Now the our topic is next topic is web application security. What is mean by web application security? Web application security, we know that what is web application. Web application means is nothing but the application which is on the web. Web means the what in internet, that the application on the internet, it is known as the web applications or various, we know that the various websites. Okay, now the how to secure that web application. Web application security is also known as web AppSec. It is the idea of what building the websites to function as expected even when they are under attack. If there is one website and that website is under the attack, but in that attack, how this website will what secure or manage that attack is known as the web application security. The concept involves the collection of security controls engineered into a web application to protect its assets from potentially malicious agents. Web applications, like all software, inevitably contain defects. Some of these defects constitute actual vulnerabilities that can be exploited. That is introducing risks to organizations. Web application security defends against such defects. These are the different defects. To avoid or defend from that defects, the concept is web application security, means how to secure our web applications from attackers, hackers, or some viruses or some these defects. It involves leveraging secure development practices and implementing security measures throughout the software development life cycle, ensuring the design level flaws and implementation level bugs are addressed. The security measures are implemented through software development life cycle. Software development life cycle is nothing but the how the software will be developed, whole life cycle of software. The software is developed. First step is nothing but the information gathering or collection of information. Then second step in that do the designing. In third step do the coding or development. In fourth stage after development there is the testing of that software, and after testing there is the deployment and implementation of that software. In that all the SDLC life cycle, in that the implement the security measures to handle the bugs. Next, what are the different types of security test? There are various types of security test. The first security test is what is web application security. We see the web application security means how to secure our websites, our applications on the web, that is websites. For that purpose, what we do, there are the different security tests for that purpose for our web app security. The first test is dynamic application security test, that is DAST. This is the automated application security test. This is automated application security test is the best for internally facing, low risk applications that must compile with regulatory security assessments. For medium risk applications and critical applications undergoing minor changes, combining the dynamic application security test with some manual web security testing for common vulnerabilities is the best solution. In this, what is done in dynamic application security test, the tests will be what automated, and that dynamically will be applied on that websites. If any attacker will come, in that case this DAST will work. Dynamic means at runtime, where our application, web application or websites will be running. In that case, some test cases will be applied, and that test cases, when we design that website, in that designing or creating that websites, the test cases will be applied, and these test cases will be executed automatically runtime. That is nothing but the dynamic application security. If any attack or hacker will be there on that website, or any problem related to the security, that automated test cases will be executed automatically at the runtime of that website. It is nothing but the dynamic application security test. Next is nothing but the manually, how the manually test cases will be applied for that website for the security. That is static application security test, that is SAST. This application security approach offers the what automated and manual testing techniques. It is best for what identifying bugs. Bugs is nothing but the errors without the need to execute applications in a production environment. It also enables developers to scan source code and systematically find and eliminate software security vulnerabilities. In this, the what will done, developer can scan the source code and systematically find the and the eliminate the software security vulnerabilities. Okay. Next is the penetration test. In this penetration test, this manual application, this is the manual application security test. This is the manual. Automatic means automated means computer can done, and manually means developer or any testers can do that security testing. In the penetration test is the manual application security test. It is best for the critical applications, especially those undergoing major changes. The assessment involves business logic and adversary based testing to discover advanced attack scenarios. Some advanced, if in this case what it involves the business logic and adversary based testing to discover what to advanced attack scenarios. In that we can discover in advance what attack will be happen, or what attacks will be do, what attacks will come on our what web applications. For that purpose, what to discover in advance. For that purpose, penetration test is used. Next, runtime application self protection, that is RASP. RASP is nothing but the runtime application self protection. Runtime means what, at the execution, when that website is running and start execution चालू आहे, ती website run होते, runtime application self protection. This involving the evolving application security approach encompasses the number of technological techniques to instrument an application so that attacks can be monitored as they execute and ideally blocked in a real time. When self protection means what the web application can or website can self protect itself at the runtime when it is executing. For that, what it encompasses the number of technological techniques or the instrument to instrument an application so that attacks can be monitored. Attack can be monitored. That website can monitors that attack and then can execute and ideally blocked into the real time and can block that attacks or attacking websites. That is nothing but the runtime application self protection. Next is what is meant by digital security. We see the web app security. Now the point is digital security. What is digital security? We know that what is meant by digital. Digital is nothing but an electronic data or the data which is in the form of zeros and one. And how we protect our electronic or digital data, that is digital security. Digital security is the collective term that describes the resources employed to protect your online identity, data and other assets. That is, we have to protect what is digital security. Digital security is the collective term that describes the resources employed to protect online identity, data and other assets. These tools include web services, antivirus, software, smartphones, SIM cards, we know that biometric and secure personal devices. We know that biometric means we can give the thumb for our attendance. This is our digital data. And how to secure that digital data or our online data? For that purpose, how to secure that online data? These tools include, in that which tools you will used: web services, then antivirus softwares, then smartphones, SIM cards, biometrics and secure personal devices. In other words, digital security is the process used to protect your online identity. What is digital security? Digital security is nothing but to protect or secure online identity. What is the difference between digital information security and cyber security? We know that cyber security, we may have heard the term cyber security. That's hardly surprising, since some illegal actions related to the computer data or network, that is nothing but the cyber crime. And for that, to protect from that cyber crime, we use the term cyber security. Okay, illegally accessing someone's data, identity or financial resources is called cyber crime, which is in turn creates a need for cyber security. There is a difference between digital security and cyber security. Digital security involves protecting our online identity or data, and at that time the cyber security covers more ground, protecting entire network, computer system and other digital components and the data stored within from unauthorized access. Cyber security means what? We have to protect our whole network, whole computer system or the digital components and the data stored within from unauthorized access. And what is mean by cyber security? Cyber security and the digital security. And digital security, there involves only protecting our online presence or online data. You could make a case for calling digital security a subtype of cyber security. Cyber security subtype is not, digital security is the subtype of cyber security. Many industry professionals use the two terms interchangeably, but in reality, digital security protects information and cyber security protects the infrastructure, all system, networks and information. In digital security, only information will be protected. Okay, online information will be protected, but in cyber security, whole system or whole infrastructure or network will be protected. What kind of information is considered a digital security risk? Personal identification data. What kind of information is considered a digital security risk? Which information will be in risk first, and which information we need to do the secure? First, our personal identification data. We know that the data, this data includes what? Your name, then your phone number, then address, email, then your account name, or your PC's IP address, and most damaging, your social security number. These are our personal data which will anyone can access and misuse that data. For that purpose we need the security. It also includes information that potentially pinpoints your location. Also anyone can access your location and misuse that data. Personal data is often used for what? Identity theft and social engineering. Also, a hacker who has your social security number or equivalent can open a credit card accounts in your name, thereby eventually destroying your credit score. Any hacker also can open the credit card accounts in your by your name and destroy your credit score. Next, this is the very important, that is your personal payment data. We do not share our personal payment, means credit or debit card information with anyone. That is this personal payment data. If it has to do with financial transaction, we know that in today we can do online transaction in our day-to-day life. That is Phone Pay, Google Pay, or any other on net banking. We use the net banking for transfer our money from one bank to another. If it has to do with financial transaction, it is considered personal payment data. This information includes credit and debit card numbers. We know that credit and debit card numbers. Then online banking numbers, our PIN codes. Criminals can access that online banking information, can even transfer the fund out of our account or make purchases. If any criminal get that information, our account number, our PIN number, our credit or debit card information, that attacker can get that information and can access what? Our funds from that bank and transfer that fund from our bank account to their bank account. This is very risky for the common peoples. So remember that, does not share this information to anyone. Next is personal health data, that is PHI. PHI is also known as personal health information, PHI. This data type encompasses information on your health, that including medical history. What is including personal health information? Medical history, prescription of drugs, health insurance subscriptions, and doctor and hospital visits. This information is precious to high-rolling cyber criminals since they can use your health information to file false insurance claims or order and resell prescription drugs. Using this personal health information, attackers can access that information and also can claim for the insurance, can also use that prescription of that drugs and can order and resell that drugs as a fake doctor. So do not use this personal health information or do not share with anyone. Okay, what are the different types of digital security? As you can see, there is a lot that can go wrong if your digital data is compromised. Fortunately, security in the digital world comes in many forms, offering a wide choice of defense methods. This includes how we can secure our digital data. First, we use the antivirus softwares. These are the softwares. Viruses delivered through malware and other malicious systems infect your data and bring your system to screeching halt. A good antivirus program not only detects and cleans out these infections but also keeps out suspicious programs and isolates likely threat. using this antivirus softwares. What is the function of these antivirus softwares? These softwares can detect the viruses and cleans that viruses and protects our system. Next, use the current updated firewalls. Firewalls is nothing but which can be in between the our network and the internet. This is the firewall. This is the wall between the internet and our any system's network, and the data comes from the various internet or websites. This all data goes through the firewall and then come into our network or in our PC, and these firewalls can detect these viruses and protect from that viruses. This tool monitors web traffic, identifies authorized users. It can identify authorized user, means the user which have authorized, and blocks unauthorized user access. Unauthorized user means does not have the user who do not have the right to access that system or that information, that is unauthorized user, and this firewall blocks that unauthorized access. If current enough, will even protect against next generation viruses. Firewalls have been around for years and many cyber security experts dismiss them as obsolete. However, a state-of-the-art version is potentially useful tool for keeping out unwanted users. Our state or the nation can use these firewalls against what? The another unwanted users do not access our data through our system. Next is the proxies. First is antivirus software, protect. Second is use the firewalls. Third is the proxies. Proxies are the digital security tools that bridge the gap between the users and the internet, using filtering rules in line with an organization's IT policies. Proxies block dangerous websites and leverage an authentication system that can control access and monitor usage. Proxies can what? Blocks the websites that are very dangerous and also leverage an authentication system that can control access and monitor usage. What is remote monitoring system software? Remote monitoring software means this software will what? Monitor, always monitoring our system, whole system, and checks that no unwanted user or unwanted any virus and detect that software and dismiss that. Remote monitoring allows the data security team to collect information, diagnose problems, and oversee all the application and hardware from the remote location. This software can what? Diagnosis, collect the information, diagnose that problem, and oversee all the application from the remote location. And the remote monitoring involves flexibility and convenience and enabling administrators to resolve any issue anytime and anywhere. This remote monitoring software can what? Resolve any issue anytime and anywhere. Next, vulnerability scanner. What is this vulnerability scanner? This tool detects evaluate and manage any weak spot in our organization systems. Vulnerability scanner not only identify flaws but also prioritize them to help you organize your countermeasures. Vulnerability scanner काय करतो? Finds the weak points in our organizations and also identify flaws and also prioritize them to help organize your countermeasures. IT security teams can use scanners for both web application and internal systems. IT security teams uses scanners for what? Web application and internal system. Next is, what is the defensive programming? Defensive programming is the development of computer software putting in mind all the unforeseen circumstances that could raise problematic issue. Defense, we know that what is meant by defense, and the defensive programming means what? This defensive programming is nothing but the development of computer software putting in the mind what? All the unforeseen circumstances that could raise problematic issue, that allows the software to behave correctly despite the input provided. In defensive programming, the software will behave correctly despite the input if input is provided. This development technique is mainly utilized when coding software that should be highly available, safe, and secure from malicious attempts. Defensive programming techniques help improve software and source code through using defensive programming techniques. How we improve our software and source code? First, improving general quality. In that, completely minimizes the number of bugs and problems that could arise with the code. With our source code, we can, that using defensive programming, minimize the number of errors. That means minimize the number of bugs and the problems. Second, developing the comprehensible code means source code written with the defensive coding techniques is easy to read and understand. That makes it easily approved in a code audit. If the source code will be developed by developer, that source code must be easy to read and understand, so that it can be easily approved by in a code audit. Next, developing software that will provide a correct output despite the input given. If the input is given, the output will be the correct. This will be in defensive programming. There are two categories of defensive programming: secure programming and the offensive programming. In secure programming, we can secure that programs. Secure programming is the category of defensive programming that emphasizes the development of highly secure programs. In such a case, the availability and safety of the software are not a priority. The software can fail in a certain ways as long as it is secure from any malicious exploitation attempts. In this, we can secure our software or program if any attackers will come. Like any defensive program, minimizing the number of bugs and any arising problems should be considered, but reducing the likelihood of the program failing is not a major concern compared to reducing the attack surface. The developer should have a mindset that the program can be misused or tricked into revealing bugs or security flaws that can be exploited. In secure programming, there will be what? Only remember that we have to secure our programs or development. In this chapter, last summary of this topic. In this chapter, we study the what is IT acts and sections and punishment in that IT acts. Next, we study the hacking types and countermeasures. Then we study the web application security, and then what is the defensive programming. We study the what is defensive programming. So, thank you.